organization, we do hiring, we do recruitments for our clients. Also, we have different businesses, like When Academy, When Diversity, wherein we work with, diverse workforce, uh, and we work on trainings and we work on other projects. Now, today's session, when the team reached out to me and said that, we have to, let's do this kind of a session, we were very clear that what we want to cover in this session. Number one, so part one of the session is going to share with all of you. Thank you for pulling out your time to, to kind of understand this. Share with all of you that how recruitment can be a career for everybody, for anyone with any special ability, anyone who is looking at uh, taking up a career from home, anyone who is not not able to come to office for work, um, can pick up this. Yes, there can be certain roles in recruitments also, which might not be able to answer your question immediately right now or address your question immediately, but still we will try and elaborate on the roles which you can pick up in this career. So that's number one. That's one part of the session today. The second part of the session is that if we have someone in the audience who's looking at hiring these, professionals, then how this can, work for you, how this can help you, right? So anybody with any question can definitely put that in a chat window, and I will be happy to address that question. The next 40 minutes with us would be around these two discussions. Can we move next, please? I will take a lot of time to explain this to all of you. People who are new to recruiting as a career, there are various roles which you can be in. So if you're somebody who is who would not uh, like to or can interact with other people very frequently, then you can definitely pick up a role of researcher, which is like a talent sourcer. Now, what typically this role do is that on everyday basis, you pick up around 2 to 3 roles or requirements, open roles, and you say, okay, I will try and search candidates for this role. Don't think much about, okay, what are these open roles? How will I look at it? As an organization, as When Academy, we can definitely help you with trainings on this. So you don't have to be worried about, okay, how will I understand this? But right now, I'm taking you through what exactly the role can be. Now, if you're a talent sourcer, you don't have to speak to anyone. You can do this at your own time, at your own pace, from home, from anywhere, and have this as a full career. Do we have researchers in the industry of recruitment? Yes. These researchers are responsible to pull out quality resumes of candidates on daily basis on open requirements or requisitions. So in this process, you don't have to interact with anyone on phone or in person, but you can search potential candidates through various channels like job boards, through social media, through other sourcing channels, but you don't have to really interact with anyone. So, if you if it is difficult for you to interact with anyone, or there is a challenge of speech right now, then definitely this role can be an answer for you. This requires daily work. This requires lot of effort. This requires uh, writing emails to your colleagues, mentioning to them that what you have found on daily basis as candidates. So that will be definitely required. Moving on, we will move to the second role anyone can have in recruitment as a career, which is of a recruiter role. Now you can be a recruiter or you can be a senior recruiter. These are also people who work in this space, but instead of finding the resume of the candidate themselves, they basically talk to people whom researchers have found. So what typically happens is that researcher finds resumes of candidates, recruiters talk to them. Why talking to them is also important, because you need to find out whether they are the right people for your client organizations or not. So anyone who is looking at working from home or working from anywhere, but can talk on regular basis, and is confident about the communication, then this role is something which you can pick up for sure, right? Then comes the third role, which is of the talent consultant, which is basically end-to-end recruiter. Now, what happens in this role and what you can do in this role is basically bringing the first two roles together. You are responsible to pull out the resumes of candidates. Additionally, you need to talk to those candidates as well and do the assessments. Anybody who's present here and would like to work from home, doesn't know recruitment as a career, have never been into recruiting industry, can we just move next, please? Can reach out to us, because as an organization, as When Academy, we do trainings which can help you understand this as a skill, recruiting as a skill, and then choose that, okay, which career I want to be in, whether I want to be a researcher, whether I want to be a talent a consultant, or I want to be someone who's a recruiter. You can choose either of the previous roles we just shared with you. So we offer trainings. We also offer mentorship programs, which are like one to many, which means one mentor hoga and you will have multiple participants working with that mentor to understand that how hiring is done. Also, not only that, we within our organization, which is Women Entrepreneur Network, we can give you opportunities to work as recruiter. Now these opportunities can be full-time opportunities, or they can be part-time roles, that you are someone who is not looking at into a 9 to 6 or a full-time kind of a role. Then you can definitely work with us as freelancers. Of course, opportunities can come your way only if you clear the interview process. That goes without saying, right? Any questions till now, you can put it in the chat window and we will be happy to answer. So we can empower, and we would like to empower people with special abilities in recruiting space with the help of our training programs, which are completely created in-house and can help someone know what is the role of a recruiter, or what is the role of a researcher, or what is the role of a talent consultant, and then you are job ready. Our mentorship programs are more detailed programs, wherein if you know recruiting already, you can definitely get the guidance from us, on how to work on active open requirements. Even if you don't know recruiting, you can pick up the mentorship programs. Also, all our training programs have mentors coming in. None of our programs are they are all live sessions, so you will have a trainer in front of you giving you training, so you can always ask questions. You can always tell the trainer that I'm not able to understand this, can you explain this again? So we do that. Okay. uh, the mode of communication in our trainings is mostly English, but in case we have participants who understand Hindi as well, we try and bring both the languages together. But the major source of, or the mode of interaction in these trainings would be English. Let's move next, please. So that part A was for all of you who are looking at starting or restarting a career in recruitments. We can help you with that. Anisha, can you go back to slide number 2, please, again? We can have you in following 3 roles: either as a researcher, post training, or as a recruiter, post training, or as a talent consultant, post training and mentorship program. I we can let you know this post the session as well. But in case anybody has any questions, happy to answer. There are some questions coming in the chat, so I will pick up the questions one after another. But I'll quickly first cover the part B as well, because some of our audience are here to understand that how hiring uh, can help, how they can have a recruiter with special abilities working for them. So let's move forward, and I'll come to questions later. Aisha, please move forward. Any organization which looks at hiring diversity in their workplace basically means that you're hiring diverse workforce. You're hiring people from different backgrounds, people with different abilities. Of course, encourages empathy at workplace. If people can relate to each other's situation, they can empathize with each other. So that is one of the benefits, definitely, of hiring people with diverse backgrounds. We also encourage a lot of organizations. We also encourage. Can I just request? Aisha, can you mute yourself, please? Okay. So this is also encouraged because at the end of the day, when you hire diverse people, people with different backgrounds, people with different abilities, you get different perspectives also, different different life stories, different experiences. Of course, help all of us in evolve and uh, be better people, right? Overcoming any biasness. So instead of thinking that, okay, should I hire a recruiter, uh, you know, uh, with specific abilities? I think the the purpose should be to hire or have a recruiter in your organization who has the capability. Okay. So ability always leads to productivity. That's not true. It is always the capability and the intent to do hard work by any individual. So we encourage all our client organizations also, all our participant organizations also, organizations which collaborate with us as well, to look at hiring lot of diverse workforce. Let's move next, please. As I said, it is not always true that ability is equal to productivity. We all need to focus on our capabilities, our strengths, our talents, and work forward from there. And When Academy and When is there to help all of you in this journey, not only as someone who would like to be a recruiter and start a career in it, or restart a career in it, or continue with the career in it, We have all the mix in the audience right now in the session. So I'm trying to address all audience, but also for audience who are looking at hiring this talent as recruiters within their own organizations. Let's move next, please. For any questions, we are happy to answer them. Please feel free to reach out. But uh, I would be coming to the questions in the chat as well. And I would request Anisha just stay on the slide for a couple of minutes and then go back to the roles which people can take up after doing recruitment trainings. Okay.
So, Kavya, we have a lot of questions in the chat box with regards to clarity on
Okay.
the training. So maybe we can start taking up those questions.
Sure. I'll just take up that questions. I'll start from the top. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So there is one question about what is a return on investment. So I want to take up this question. See, what happens is that these are paid trainings. Yes, they are. Uh, and while it is a very nominal amount, but why we have kept this as a paid training is because there has to be, you need to understand that, you have invested your time, energy, money into it. You will stay through the session. These trainings we are talking about are like a 3 weeks trainings. So the training moves from anywhere from 3 weeks to rather 4 weeks also sometimes. So you need to invest your time into it, and when you invest your money into it is when you make sure that you're definitely available for those sessions. These are all online sessions right now. We we do offline session but not very frequently. These are online sessions, and a trainer needs you to for you to listen to them. So number one, yes, these are paid sessions because we want that you're also invested in that session, and all the participants take it seriously. They are present on all days of the training program. um, once you do the training, you can decide to take up a career in recruiting. But how that career shapes up, if you decide to be a freelancer, you get paid when you actually close an open requirement of a client. Okay. But in case you join an organization as a full-time recruiter, of course you get paid on the salary basis. But where you exactly land up after the training program is a lot about you also as an individual. It is not only about the training you have done, it is a combination. Training will do to their best. They will, our trainers will try and train you on all aspects of recruitment. You will get to know, okay, how I have to find candidates, who is a candidate. Not only that, we start from the start. We start from the very basics because we know that you don't know recruitment. So we lay down the foundation for you. We do all starting from what kind of terms are used in this industry to how you should be approaching a role. So to how you should be conducting yourself. We cover every aspect of this career. But having said so, at the end of the day, the final outcome of landing in a job is about you as well. If you go for a full-time opportunity, you will have to clear the interview, right? Number one. If you're coming for a freelance opportunity with us at When, we also have an interaction with you to understand that whether you can be put as a researcher, or you can be put as a senior recruiter, or we can put you as a talent consultant. Because a talent consultant has to manage end to end. The person has to find the candidate also and interact with them. So the communication skills have to be good. You have to have that time at your end, that you can pull up, you can spend that time in it. But all this evaluation happens, but you get a freelance opportunity. A freelance opportunity pays you basis your success, right? But of course, if you land up in a full time role, and yes, there are certain client organizations of ours who are looking at hiring recruiters with special abilities on full time basis, but that's purely basis whether you are able to clear the interview or not. And I hope I answer Pradeep's question there. And I will move to the next question now. During this training period, will it be paid? No. This is not like an internship. This is this is like a training program, a mentoring program, wherein a mentor's responsibility is to train you on recruitment as a career, as a skill. Every skill, every career needs needs you to know what is to be done and what is not to be done, the do's and the don'ts. So mentors work in this training program, Kiran, would be to tell all the participants that what is this career all about, what are the best practices, what is to be done, what is not to be done, the do's and the don'ts, and supported by, say, handbooks. Now, what are these handbooks? Handbooks are basically like a ebook on which you can actually fall back and refer every time you need a concept clarity. You need, आपके ट्रेनर ने आपको कुछ बताया है, you need to go back and read about it. So all this ready study material comes with the training, but you don't get paid. But I want to answer this question in a next point as well. During this training program only, you actually work on certain open requirements. So experience to work on the role, that live experience comes to you like an on the job, but you're not paid for that on the job, right? For at least that period. If you have a closure from that later, of course you get paid. But during the training period, there is no, salary or a remuneration coming to you. Okay. How many days of training? So, as I said, this training program spans from 3 weeks to 4 weeks duration. We have live sessions, multiple trainers who come and interact with the participant and try and make them understand what is recruiting, how it is to be done, and what are the best practices, what are the do's and the don'ts, like I said. Okay, so right now in this training, we have the limitation to not cater. We will not be able to take up the sign language. We don't have the trainer, doing that right now. But gradually, in couple of months or gradually down the line, we are definitely working on this, but we are in a work in progress. We will not be able to accommodate professionals who have that need right now. And I hope that answers the next question. The next question is, okay,
Kavya, there are some questions that I've received offline
sure.
as well. So I would like to address that, address them with you. So one of the questions is that, what essential skills are necessary for an individual to be a recruiter?
Okay. So I would like to answer this question by, uh, you know, okay. So I want to give an example of the role you want to pick up. Okay. So if you want to pick up a role of end-to-end consultant or end-to-end recruiter, definitely communication skills are going to be very important there. Not only communication skills, even comprehension skills, that you're able to explain your point to someone, someone is able to understand your point, kind of a thing. But in case you think that, okay, I don't want to, I have a limitation to communicate a lot, then having a role of a researcher and a recruiter is something which can work for you. Now, what exactly you need? I think all of us need a lot of intent in first place to pick up these roles. Also, a lot of discipline. Recruitment as a career is something which you will have to kind of do it regularly. Okay, you cannot, even if you're working as a freelancer, you cannot say that, okay, I will work today and then I'll not work for 10 more days, and then I'll work on the 11th day and then I'll not work for 10 more days. It is a career which requires your presence. You need to do this regularly. So that is something which is required. Basic education is definitely required. Um, uh, we do have certain students learning this skill, but if you're a graduate, then that helps because you're done with your basic level of education, and now you can fully concentrate on your career. So that is how we look at it. But there are certain students who pick this up together with their studies, so if they can manage that, and I honestly personally feel that uh, if you have an intent to do something, if you are a very hardworking person, then definitely you can learn any skill, right? So um, I hope I answered the question. But communication skills, if you're looking at end to end, and also a lot of research orientation. Like, for example, I'll make it simple for everybody to understand. You should be inquisitive. You should want to know about things. If there is an organization, you should be like, okay, I want to know about this organization. What do they do? What are their products? What are their services? Where are their office? I mean, and inquisitiveness is very, very important in a recruitment career. If you're not thinking for yourself in this career, um, you will not have many people thinking for you. So you need to think for yourself, right? So I would like to answer this question like that. But in case there are more questions, I will be happy to take up uh, those. And if there are no more questions, then I want to say one thing to all of us. Um, Recruitment as a career is definitely so I'll give you a little introduction about me now. So my name is don't get confused why there are two Kavyas, because that's Anisha, and she logged in through my window. But I started my career in 2005 with a recruiting consulting firm, talent consulting firm. I was out of my college. That was my first job. Now, what happens is that जब आप when you're out of your college, um, so आप बहुत कुछ, you're trying to figure out, okay, what career I want to be in, until you have done something very specific like engineering or something, then you want to be in that zone. But I did my MBA, and after that I was trying to understand that what do I want to do, and I started a job in recruitment industry. Now, when I picked up the job, I thought I'm here for some days only, kuch or opportunity, I'll see. But I think what this career has done to me, I stick to this career, and this career has taught me a lot of life skills. Life skills, when I say, this career is, when you join something as your first job or out of college, or even at any given point in time in recruitment space, um, you need to come out of your shell. A lot of times, if you're working as a talent consultant, you need to talk to people, you need to interact with candidates. Now, when you're interacting with candidates, you know you learn a lot, right? Because you're interacting with different set of people. So that is something which recruiting as a career can help, and those are the good part of recruiting as a career, recruitment as a career. um, you're able to help a lot of people in a way, because you're actually helping them get a job. So it is a feeling of, okay, because of me someone could get a good job. So that is also something which works for a lot of people. They like to help others, and that's how they find the way to help others. So these are the good part of this career. Having said so, every career comes with the challenges, and this career will also come with own set of challenges. But uh, I'm sure we can overcome a lot of challenges if we plan and intend to do it. So I want to wish all of you a lot of luck, and happy to help in case you know uh, we are just starting. We are going to evolve in these specific programs for people with special abilities. uh, Reach out to us with your feedback, reach out to us with your inputs. We will be happy to hear you. And thank you so much for your time today. All the best to all of you. In case you would like to reach us, you have Anisha's number in the chat window. Please call her, reach out to her, and let her know, your questions, your keenness, your inputs, and we'll take it forward from there. Uh, Anything which I can answer right now, Anisha, or anyone I can help right now?
Right. Well, I think we've taken up most of the questions that came to us, and thank you so much, Kavya, for sharing this piece of knowledge and experience that you've shared with us today in terms of how talent acquisition recruiting can be an opportunity for individuals with special abilities. And Kavya, there are definitely apprehensions for anyone who is stepping into a new career zone. So, any piece of advice that you would like to close with before we close this session for anyone considering talent acquisition and recruiting as a career?
I thank you for putting that question. It is very important to address this. I would suggest that whether you're choosing recruitment as a career or you're choosing any other profession as a career, um, think through that, is this the place I want to be in? Because you should choose a career where you can spend little time and give your 100% to that career, because career is not something which career requires you. Okay, so you need to be in that career. So choose something which you finally understand that, okay, I want to be in. And in this process, you may take some months. It is okay. You might be trying to do something, and then you do it for some months, and then you say, okay, I don't want to do this. Or you say, okay, I want to do this. So give yourself little time, if possible. If your circumstances allows, if your ecosystem allows, give yourself a little time. But please put in your 100% to whatever you choose. And with little experience I hold, I want to wish all of you a lot of luck, success, and do very well for yourself. Whether you choose recruiting or you choose any other career, we wish you a lot of luck, all the best. And yeah, thank you so much. So yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kavya. And a very big thank you to all the audience who have pulled out time to join the session. I hope we've been able to address many of your queries. I've put my details in the chat box. Please reach out to me. We are starting a special batch of recruitment training for persons with special abilities on 17th February 2025. So, in case this is something that you want to go ahead and pursue, please reach out to me and I can help you out with all the details of the program. And thank you for your time, and thank you for making this session a very engaging session with all your queries. So thank you so much, and thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you.